Hi, this is Anthony. Been a long time since I last did a video. Just kind of doing an update today and a products reviews at the same time. Got some Russian music on. Celebrate Russian victory in World War II with this Russian theme here. Yeah, sorry about the mess of the table. I've been busy at work doing 6 or 7 models at once. I'll just quickly go through these new purchases first. Here we go. To go with my Yak 3 Eduard, I've just released quite a basic kit, a weekend edition. You're probably all familiar, modelers are familiar with a simpler version without any photo etch parts and that kind of thing. Yeah, there's Lavochkin 7, like Marion's one, and inspired me to look for a 72nd scale. I've got 48th Hobby Master one, which I think is quite... toyed with throwing it away a few times, a bit missing, and one of the legs cowling, undercarriage covers. Actually I took those off in the snow weather, so I could probably take the other one off. Anyway, this is the new Eduard LA7 Lavochkin. Comes with 2 markings, very simple drawing, typical Eduard box, really sturdy, cardboard. Markings for 2. I've looked at this one particularly with a little heart on. Sorry about my Russian. Alelushkin plane, circa 1945. He actually got it as a commemorative aeroplane from. Actually, I'll just quickly show you. This book on legs. One of these Great Osprey series. This particular guy got a commemorative plane, and which one is it? Number 14. It's this one here. It's a great ace. He's got over 40 kills, but it looks quite significant that he's got a grey plane, rather like Kodstop. It's not green, as well as grey, as in the picture. Sorry, not green, it's 2 shades of grey normally, and this is just the normal darker shade of the grey. This was given to him by, quickly rush through this, if I can get it in time without making you wait. There's a plate. Oh, sorry, I might have to leave it, it's going to take too long. Basically, here you go. There you go. No, I haven't got time now to look, but he was given it by some cooperative or other. That's why there's a commemorative. There should be a commemorative plaque. Various Soviet workers, etc., clubbed together to actually pay for the plane, and they dedicated it to a specific individual, which is rather cute. These red markings here are probably the details in acrylic Russian, obviously, so I won't even attempt to try to read that. Yeah, so that's the one I'll be doing. Not got any tail markings as such, but it's probably best to paint it grey, because I think the Osprey's probably got better research than Eduard. Very simple kit, looks like going to be simple fun. 1 sprue, all your basics, a little seat belt thing which was cute, no pilot. There you go, that's the sprue. Make you do it in the weekend if he was fast like Alex. I'm sure he could, it'd probably take me a month. Yeah, so I'll probably paint that grey, I think. I'll go with the Osprey. It's quite thoroughly researched. So that'll go with the Yak, so I'll probably build those when I get finished on some of these other kits I'm going to show you. Other thing I got in I got there in Hannants. Get 10% off if you go and collect it yourself, if you deliver it from Lowestoft to Colindale, near where I live, so I can cycle up there. So get another 10% off. That was $9.50 by the way. So I got 95p off that. And then I got this armour. It's not my first armour kit. I don't tend to do weathering even on my armour. Probably just some mud on it. I've been looking at these 1/48 scale kits for 5-6 years. You know, I've not been modelling either, so obviously there's no point in buying kits when you're not modelling. I don't really collect kits as such. I can't build them. They're just, I mean, they're nice to have, but they're not really, they're just plastic sprues until they're finally built. This is a beautiful kit. I'll just show you on the side of the box. You can see they've got a die cast weight in all of them. The hull is made of die cast metal to give it weight. Also strength on the actual suspension, which is great. You need to use super glue obviously for that section, which they explain. They call it instant glue in instructions. I won't open all the sprues up because it's the best way to lose everything. I have a bit of problems with that situation at the moment, so I might mention that as I go along over time. Beautiful kit, quite small. They're doing a big series of these now. They're called the military miniatures. And you can see in the box, I'm not going to take it out, there's some small decal. Little screws to screw it down. A little bit of string to make the tow cable more realistic. So you need super glue. Sort of like mixed media to it. Brief history of the tank, which was a slight failure. But I mean, most of the British tanks were, unfortunately. I think the Churchill tended to be the best tank we had, from my opinion anyway. And of course we ended up with loads of Shermans. Usual Tamiya instructions, diagrams and small bits of text where needed, in English and Japanese, if you speak Japanese. Or read Japanese, or speak it. Nice sets of tools. I think you really need to follow that. There's lots of little bits here and there. I'm going to paint the green scheme. I was tempted to do the 8th Army. And I thought I'd get the green paint. I haven't got any tank paints because I haven't done a tank for a long time. So I thought while I was doing that I would start this one too. It's just an old Matchbox Reeboks from Revell. I liked these kits when I was a kid. They were fairly basic, but they're pretty decent. So I'll use the green to paint the two. Circa 1945. This is probably our best tank all told, but it didn't really see service till 1945 when the war was as good as one. We could have probably done without it by that time, but. They had a slightly smaller version of the 17-pounder gun just to make it a little bit more acceptable on the turret because it's such a large, long barrel, etc. But very successful tank. Saw a lot of service post-war. Of course, we had the Centurion tank soon after that, which is possibly the best tank of that era, without a doubt. In fact, not possibly, definitely, according to all the tank experts. Not that I'm a tank expert. There you go. Right, the last kit I bought, which I really bought for my little daughter's friend, but I might keep it now because I've just been watching this Red Tails film. Bit of a laugh, that film. It's quite entertaining. Obviously there's some kind of small errors in the film. They tend to over dramatise and make small detail mistakes if you're knowledgeable about these things. But actually, that was quite an enjoyable film. After I heard so many bad things about it, I was quite impressed with it. In fact, it wasn't too bad at all. Quite entertaining, a bit Star Wars-ish. Right, now progress build. Raiden. This is one that was in the bin, on the way into the bin. Never quite made it to the bin. I can see why I nearly binned it. The joints on the fuselage wings were terrible, which is unusual for Tamiya. It's one of their early kits in a very academy-like plastic as well, which is another reason I nearly binned it, because it just couldn't take sanding. And now I started to paint it and I realised how bad this filler was. I don't know whether it's milliput or some really hard filler. It's a real bugger. I think that's going to be acceptable now. So get this green paint on. This is a really thin green paint, but it's a very accurate colour, and I think I'll probably put 4 or 5 coats of it on without Getting brush marks on it. Obviously there's a lot of shading marks there at the moment because it's very thin paint. Sort of, it's in flying position obviously, so I've got a little pilot in there. He's a mosquito pilot. He's extremely tall. I think he's about 6'4". You get the odd tall Japanese person. I think generally a bit smaller than the Europeans, but anyway. The jet pilot got lost amongst a lot of other things. It's a very old kit, and I think I'll probably get it finished. Oh, the other problem with it was the canopy didn't fit very well either. It's actually a very... oh, here it is. Whoops! Break it and that'll be done. Yeah, this didn't fit very well. It's very, very clear, very thin. And obviously this bit here is where the little joist at the back, for want of a better word, has to go. I'll put that out of the way. I nearly got it to fit now. It's only about a mil short. I might even leave it because if I crack it, it's ruined. The whole plane's ruined basically. I don't know if I can get a replacement for that. I have got Tamiya replacements in the past, but I haven't tried for a long time. Alright, let's get on with the other reviews. Messerschmitt 109, this is an Airfix. Nearly finished. Well, basic paint of coat, it needs all touching up. Canopy painting, spinner obviously at the front, and it hasn't got any of them little aileron counterweight things. I don't know what they're called exactly. I've tried making a couple, but they are small, but it's very noticeable on all the Messerschmitt planes. Seems to be a design they put on all their planes nearly that I've seen. Yeah, so I was up to Hannant's getting those two kits we just looked at. It's right next to the RF Museum, so I've been up there 2 or 3 times lately, and I've been looking at all the planes at the same time. Well, obviously not at the same time, but yeah, I kind of remembered there was those little weights on there, so I'm trying to make some. I might look in the aftermarket, see if you can get a box of them or something, because sort of things that get broken off a lot, aren't they? Very small in 72nd scale, might be why Airfix didn't bother. But Blenheim, I reviewed earlier. Got the whole of the, starts with the rear fuselage. If you want to put the wheels up, you have to put them in now, which is a bit of a nightmare. I can see them breaking. But of course you can't really paint them otherwise, and they're quite noticeable. Yeah, it fits pretty decent. I haven't sanded down. I think I might sand that down before I go on to the next bit, otherwise it's going to be a lot of work. There's no real major fit issues, but it's quite a complex little model. I made a mistake. Luckily I didn't want the wheels down, because make sure you read the instructions properly, like I didn't again after saying about it last time. Make sure you fit the a couple of ribbing internal part of the wheel bay as well, and that should be on the top wing. I fit to the bottom wing, and then made it very difficult to carry on with that section of it. It's not important in a way, but something to think about again. I just keep forgetting these things. Read the instructions. What else? Oh yeah, the Hurricane Spitfire that we mentioned before. Both of these turned out a little bit more difficult than I first realised. Mainly the nose, and with this Spitfire, fit another canopy. I think Young Owen quick kits it was mentioned about the Spitfire canopy not fitting. Neither of them do. This is the early one. I don't know whether somehow some glue fumes got in the bag. It was in the little bag, but it's misted it. Caused a kind of a, I don't know, kind of misting. I tried ages to remove it. I thought about sending to Airfix for a new one, and I just did it in the end. I put some more clear on it, and I think it's just to live with it. Wing fit was beautiful, except for possibly the bottom bit, which I'm just masking this because I'm doing the black and white. Nightmare. This is Vallejo paint. It goes on really well. Very dark for the dark earth, more like dark clay. I don't know, it's good paint, but I'm not sure about some of those shades. And Hurricane, it's a very early wing. We had mentioned this in earlier reviews. Getting the nose fit, it's not brilliant. If you look carefully, you can see there's still a join there. I think it's time to call it a day with that and just paint it up. Otherwise, I'll end up carving off the entire engraving panel lines, which are quite nice. So that's it for now. Thunderbolt, I was really doing well with that. Decided to use 6 of the rockets as I've lost 2. Drilled them out, painted them silver, and found out they should be light grey, and with a sort of olive drab nose section. I was a bit heartbroken after getting so far with it and not being in it that one of these undercarriage legs broke. I don't think you should have any trouble with this camera scene, which is the one I built from scratch. I decided to buy one in the end to make my own because this is what I came out with. This was going in the bin, so I think I'll just try now. This is setting up. I had to make it out. There's lots of bits of undercarriage from Lancaster and bits of Spitfire and stuff. It's not perfect. Probably end up in a cabinet anyway. Maybe I'll just finish that kit now. Got some decals because they were broken. Yeah, this kit's got a troubled past. I'd just like to get that finished though now that I've gone this far. I think that's all the kits I've been working on. So that hasn't confused you all. I don't know what will. Oh, the Flying Fortress, I keep looking at it and I won't even bring it out again because I've got to get motivated to finish that. It's just all the devil in the detail thing. Actually, no, I won't bring it out.